Hey guys, what's up? It's Movie Man 247. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you guys a bit about subwoofers. A lot of guys been commenting about the PL200s and asking, are they great subs? Um, I have to say that they are great subs, but there's different levels to this, to the subwoofers. It's like, it's once you get into to get into the audiophile part of it and everything, they fall short. But if you're just using them for regular home theater, regular, not real intense listening music, I think they're great subs. I mean, because they match well with the clip speakers. I mean, even on Amazon, they sell them with clips all the time, and that's why they wouldn't be selling with it. They didn't, if they didn't do well. So you can look at it that way. It's like saying, hey, they match them with the clip speaker all the time. So they're definitely great subs. I mean, they, a lot of speakers fall short when it compares to SVS sub. Even clip subs, they don't compare to SVS subs or anything. So it all depends if you got the money, man. If whatever your budget is. The thing is, but if you can save up to get a like a PB1000, that way you can sit there and upgrade, because then no sub, anybody that there's no customer service like SVS and has the policies have they have the return policy. They got you can keep a subwoofer as long as you buy it directly through them, or if there's an authorized dealer that honors their trial, or their 1 year keep them for a year and then turn them in and get an upgrade. That's what that's a plus for me, because I can keep on turning my subs in and upgrade them. I don't think there's something I can upgrade them to now because I got the highest ones, but I didn't have the best ones when I first started off. I started with the SB2000s. I wished I would have bought the SVSs when I first bought my subs, because now I got to get rid of those PL200s, because I just don't want to use them. I rather use, if I'm going to use 4 subs, I'm going to use all SVS. But when I use them together, when I use the PL200s and the SVS SB2000 together, I had a great sound. It was full of the room. I mean, I can't complain about the sound. The sound was incredible. But I was using but I think I was using the PLs more than I was using the SB2000, because that's why I'm saying that the PL200s do great, because they worked well with the 4 subs that I had. I mean, I had 2 SBs in the front, and I had the PLs behind the couch. So the bass was so deep and everything that the SBs did not have to work too much, but I still hear the clarity in the front, and the sound. I still heard the difference in the realism in the sound, especially when I was like, I remember when I first was playing some VR games. I was playing Rush of Blood. I might do a demo playing Rush of Blood. I was playing Rush of Blood in VR, and I remember when the boulders rock boulders was falling down from the hill. I mean, it sounded so realistic, man. It made me jump. And I didn't hear that before when I was just listening to the PL200s alone. So that's what the SB2000s bring to the table. They bring realism, accurate bass. The PL200s, they're great subs, but it's like I said, there's levels to this stuff, man. You can't it's really hard. You can't really compare those subs and everything, And then, the demos I seen people doing with the PL200s and everything, they just show a lot of distortion. They don't do a really good demonstration. I mean, if you guys want, I'll do I mean, before I get rid of my PL200s, I'll do a demo with them playing music, and you can see how they really sound. Just leave a comment, leave some comments, and leave some comments, and let me know if you're interested in those subs. But right now, I'm just in the SVS fanboy right now, so I'm not knocking the PL200s, because I love my PL200s. Before I had my PL200s for like what, a couple years, and I used to, before I even had SVS, I used to talk talk smack about the SVS. It's like, I ain't getting no subs, shoot, because I'm going to listen to a demo into a demo room, and I guess they wasn't set up right, because I seen the SB16 when it first came out, and they had it turned against the wall, and they did it in a demo room, and I was like, man, my PL sound better than that. That bass isn't weak. But it's just the way they had it set up. It's like only way that you can tell how a speaker sounds or a subwoofer sound is the actual demo at home. That's why they have that 45-day return policy, because they know once you sit there and take it home, you ain't gonna send it back. They're confident in their stuff, so they make good subs. But if, like I said, if you buy a PL200, you're stuck with that sub, unless you unless you send it back through Amazon. You buy it through Amazon, you send it back. It's like, if you like that, then you keep it. Because I mean, when I bought mine, I never heard any subs better, so I was impressed with the PL200s. And they put out a lot of bass for I think what they're like 250 watts RMS and 1000 watts peak. They do well, especially when you go duals. But one guy said he had a small room. I mean, you got a small room. It's gonna one PL is gonna definitely fill a small room up. So I mean, you probably won't need no duals. But I mean, duals. I mean, they destroy my house. PL200s. I have to turn them down. They put out a lot of bass, and they sound good, especially with rap music. Well, they sound good with all kinds of music, but it's like when it comes to like the sound when you're playing some audiophile type of music and everything, there is when you listen to some really critical listening and everything, you want to feel like you're really there. That's why you want to get some really good subs, and that's why I would go with the SVSs. Now, there's other subwoofers out there besides SVSs, and there's other affordable subwoofers. That's just like, nobody can just beat them in the category. I mean, there's monoprice subs that came out. There's THX certified, and it might be, I think they're a lot cheaper than the SVSs. You might want to look at those. Outlaw has some good subs out there, and there's the RSL Speed Woofer that's got good reviews. If you want to get some good reviews on subs and speakers, I suggest you go to the Audioholics website and download their PDF, and they have a review on every sub and all the speakers that's worth looking at. So if I was you, I would go to the Audioholics page and everything, and and it's got a lot of good advice on there. I go there frequently and check out their site. And another site that I checked out is Home Theater Geeks. Home Theater Geeks is a great site. That's where I learned in the beginning, and then it was Andrew Robinson. I think it was Andrew Robinson. He was the first guy that got me really into home theater, because he has some interesting equipment that he uses and everything. And I tend to learn from the people who've been doing it for a long time, just like the people that on Home Theater Geeks. These are the guys who do all the home theaters. That they have guests on the show. They do all the home theaters, and I tend to like, if it works for commercial, then it'll work for me at home. And that's why I tend to use that type of theory, that if you use what works and what's good for the professionals is good for me and musicians and everything. They've been doing this stuff for years. So they know what works in a room. That's what I said. A lot of these guys that into home that started these speaker companies and stuff like that. These guys were musicians, and that's the reason why they know what they're doing, because they've been in a recording studio, and they know how stuff is supposed to sound, and that's why they started starting these speaker companies. They were all probably most likely musicians that started these companies. So I suggest you go to the go to the Audioholics page. It's a great site. Those guys are really good. I mean, some company, you're gonna see some bias in every company, what kind of stuff they like and everything. But you're gonna have to figure that out on your own. And you gotta trust your own ears. You gotta listen. You gotta go out there and listen yourself. You need to demo some stuff, and have to. I mean, it's a headache. You might have to take some stuff. You might have to buy some stuff and then listen to it, then take it back and buy some more stuff and then listen to it and take it back. But that's the only way you're gonna know, especially for your room, because everybody's room is different. What sounds good in my room probably won't sound good in your room. So I just wanted to touch bases with everybody that's watching my channel, and then hopefully you guys will this will be helpful, and you guys will know a little bit, be a little bit more educated about how to choose speakers and choose subs, because there's good sites out there, but you just gotta have you need a good guide. So just keep doing your research and everything, because because I see a lot of guys that's out there, and they're biased to certain speakers. They're not open to, and there's a lot of great speakers out there. There's speakers everywhere that's good speakers. And another site is Z Reviews. Now, he reviews a lot of speakers, and he reviews speakers that's cheap and subs that's cheap. You should go to his site, because he goes to audio shows all the time, and he say I listen to the best stuff in the world, and to him, the speakers that he chooses. I mean, they're not expensive. There was another site, I can't remember it, but there was another site like that. They talk about cheaper speakers and that you can go to, that you can get. But there's good stuff out there. You don't have to spend an arm and a leg. But I will say that SBS, the company itself, they do a very good job with subs, and their reputation is well deserved. So if you get one, you won't be disappointed. Now, far as other subwoofers concerned, I've seen the reviews. I have not heard them. It's the only way that you're gonna know if these things are good, if these subs are good, is to actually listen to them, because that's the only way I know, is to listen to them. And even listening to them, only way you can listen to them is they set up properly in a room to know if they're gonna if they're gonna work well. Because if you go to I don't want to diss Magnolia or something, but it depends on what Magnolia you go to, because I've been to some and they don't have the stuff set up properly. You got a million speakers in a room, and you can't get them all properly set up and everything, because which one you gonna sit there and set up properly? So they all lined up, a million speakers, and then you want to listen to them, but they're not